Okay. Um, this is a video that I made after a few days of not making them, and I'll be making many more. I got a chance to kind of leave the place and seeing manipulations and see how people react. You know, when you're isolated, you only get to experience the level of retardation, your perps that you hear and you see try to make you accept things, but you see the humiliation of people who try to make you accept things in front of you. Target videos, I've made a lot of videos, and those videos are still being applied today because I look back and like it's just amazing how true things I've said. And that's exactly why I make videos. You know, they try to look at you and try to make you accept these things. It's funny, I just got dropped off from a Uber or something like that. And the guy, you know, they're doing this back and forth. They were trying to make me. And I was listening to, first of all, the issues of pedophilia and these agencies, CIA agents doing things to 2-year-old and 6-year-old, why there's so many pedophiles in these agencies, why they keep fighting child porn on the government devices. You know, these are the entities really in charge of this. But as part of this torture and manipulations, they make you experience disgusting pedophilia-centric ways of breaking you down. And the reason why they break you down this way is a tactic to just literally make you be something that you're not. It's part of this whole thing to get the result they want. It's systematically done. It's not just me, but it's what they do. And they try to agitate you, make you accept these things. And for me, they're like, oh, but remember what you did as a kid. They try to create dots and then make me think. And they talk about me as a child. I'm like, and they talk about a child in middle school too. And try to make me think black little girls, and I'll show you the picture of the things, and they try to make like that's you, that's how, and they try to manipulate your memory, implant things in your memory, stimulations, super systematically done, super obvious that's manipulation, and they think that because they're gonna look, oh my gosh, who got you? Now at this point, I'm so validated that no one need to do the perfect type of torture, but these people have problem with pedophilia in these agencies in charge of this. I got on, and unfortunately, I'm gonna try to find a way, because I got to see this femme fatale facade they were trying to create in so many versions. It's just sad, pathetic trash. I've seen some people in front of me, very young adults. They try to even mess with me with somebody's shoulder. I'll make videos specifically about it. And you see this person, and because I wish I could bring the videos up, because I don't know how this V2K works, but you can see them talk, and it somehow able to hear exactly what they're saying. And when they talk to themselves, or when they talk in this fashion, they use this tone of voices. I talked about tonality, like they try to sound this like femme fatale, but they're just illogical trash. They try to sound, because they try to get you to accept these obvious manipulations. And they talk in this way. It's like, oh, you're gonna die. You should. The face of this person, because I saw this person talking, and I could hear her. And I look at closer, and it's like she sounds like a regular person, and then she just tried to sound like menacing. She's like, "You're gonna hurt, you're gonna die, he's gonna rape you, he's gonna." Try to use this menacing voice, and I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, this person is for sure like, I mean, fragile, mentally fragile human being. But when they like create a facade of fantasy in their mind. Oh, you're gonna kill, you're gonna do this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could show these people. They are so obvious, but I see them for exactly what they are. They are trying to get you to accept these pedophilia things. But that's their job. They're just contracted trash that I'm supposed to break you down. And then when you go into like an Uber, and then they do these pedophilia things and try to make me think of you when you were a kid, that was you when you were a kid, what matches you. And I'm listening to like, why is there so many pedophiles in these agencies? Right? While they try to talk about you as a child and manipulate your memories as you, as a child. I'm listening to actually real world pedophilia issues, not manipulations, not fabrication, not all this BS, not talk about a child doing something stupid, where they try to create reality of these entities filled with pedophiles, right? This entity is really in charge of these things. And I see this guy. He tried to look at me. He looks like, you are. And I'm looking, and I stopped, and I swear, I looked at him he started looking at me, and then he went back. And I think he realized I'm not subscribing to that, because they think that the way they look at you is going to forget about all the pedophilia things you just heard. And I looked at him. He just looked at me. I just stopped. I didn't even realize. I just looked at him. And he just stopped and started looking away. And I just looked at him properly. Okay. Because they know this reality. And I'm not subscribing to it. They think that they can act their way into, they can agitate you or manipulate you or even play this role into you accepting. You are the paydos. You. That's why you use these childlike people who just like you are. And you see their faces when they talk to you. When you see this facade that this psyop they've created, and you see these people, this young woman also, and talking to you, oh, it's you. They are. I mean, you look at it. It's like you are such a fraud. You're such a fraud. It's so humiliating to see who's trying to make you subscribe to them. So because you talk like that, and you see their faces really try to create that tonality of a voice. Facade, but obviously I know what's reality. You're just a bottom feeder of these entities you're using. They want to use agitations to break you down too. It's like, please look at this person now. You see how humiliating he is? He tried to look at me. I'm listening. I look at him back while I'm listening to the pedophilia issues they have. While I know they do the pedophilia type of torture. He was like, he looked at me first, tried to use the aggressive look, and then looked away. Because the reality is way stronger than this facade of people trying to use this tonality. They've done so much retardations of thoughts. My brain is beyond logic that is created by people. They are going to push you to insanity and retardation. I'm sorry to use that word. I was with somebody, and it's the obviousness. They will force me to have these thoughts, and she'll try to box in. They try to box in thoughts, right? Because they want you to identify with these false thoughts. They make you think in these ways about black girls, and then try to force you to get simulation. And then, it's like you are making me experience these things. It's not you matching when I was a child. It's you doing these pedophilia things. You force me to experience things that was falsified. That's part of the program. You make people be things they're not, experience things they're not. And you try to make them accept these things. Those dialogues and thoughts are obviously manipulated in so many ways. And then every time they do this, she will try to distract me. Oh, what color is that tree? Oh, what is that? Is that a house? And obviously she's just asking random questions. She tries to box in every time something happens, like in those dialogues. Oh, is the sky blue? And you're like, I'm looking at her, it's like, you're such a clown. Because I know what you're doing. You have me have these thoughts, disturbing thoughts in all the fashion, try to have logic that is illogical, but my brain is just gone, it's so gone. They have broken down rationality into something else. And she tried to distract you every time that happens. Oh, and then to kiss my hand. Or try to distract me. I'm like, oh, stop it. Stop it. To all my target individual, I made a secondary video because I want to always, and I plugged that, I put in the description because they did something where I couldn't make videos, and it's like, why not make a secondary so when something happens, you can go back and forth and see, and you'll see what they did to me. And after that, she tried to like look at me. I was like, oh my gosh. And she tried to block. I was like, listen, I know this is the petty things you do. You force me to have perceptions of all sorts. Even like adult women, sometimes they force me to have perception that I know it's not me. Look at it. I've looked at women in sexual way many times, but this is force. You know it when it's just too intense. It's so quickly. You glimpse and then poof. Usually, it will take you a while to look at somebody and start looking at that person and maybe look at that person in a sexual way. But if all you do is just look, boom, and then boom, you already have, you're being manipulated. And I know this because it gets super intense. So I'll talk about it in my last video, in this secondary video. But she's trying to box in these ways of thinking. And then you hear these bottom feeders who try to make you accept this. No, you are. It's like, listen, you do the perfect type of torture. You literally hear this woman say the same thing. This is a woman. It's not even like this is a woman married with children, not married, but has children and everything else. They are here forcing her to get stimulation toward like young people and children. And you hear this bottom thing, yeah, RSU. I was like, oh, trash. And it was like back and forth. But I made a video. Please go take a look at that video. It shows what they do. But the stupidity that it gets to, it becomes to another level. Right now, if I told you the illogicalness and stupidity that they want you to subscribe to, they're talking about me on MySpace. Now, you gotta understand, I'm in my mid-30s. If you're familiar with MySpace, MySpace was big in the late 2000s. 2005, 2007-ish, around that time. That would make me somebody who's literally either in high school or just finished high school, trying to create a storyline about that. They will bring him back and listen to how, like, you add like the layers of illogicalness, because it's obvious this is about manipulations and fabrication, create this false reality, and break you down. It's obvious. They're talking about, I remember when I was in like high school, finishing high school, there was this person on either MySpace, or I think it's most likely MySpace than Facebook, or Facebook, because I couldn't find Facebook, but so it most likely MySpace. This fake profile, now I realize it's obviously a fake profile of this girl, and you see her in like in different sexual thing, like sexual, like it's a profile, and sexual like pictures of her, whatever, looks fake as hell. Right now, I look at like that's definitely fake as hell. I'm sure like one of a friend or somebody created that to kind of mess with people. We were childish at the time, right? And I remember I tried to, I don't know why I didn't even realize it was fake. It was obviously fake, right? And I'm like, hey, what's up? I tried to talk, and she said something. Hey, you want to go to Tootsie, like something random, Tootsie Roll thing. That's when you know somebody was just messing with you, right? And it's probably somebody who created this fake profile to mess with you. And I'm talking about people like in your schools, like friends of yours. And they're like, nah, we were baiting. It's like, you baiting for what? You're a retard. And this is me as in high school. Right? It's like, no, wait, no. And they use this child like people are like, nah, you're gonna fire him. And they use this voice. I wish I could show you. These people are frauds. That's what they tell you. They're going to frame you for a reason. And obviously what I just said is illogical. But in my brain, that is completely broken down into a level of retardation. I'm sorry for you keep using the word retardation, but in this case, that's the best way I can express the level of illogicalness. They're like, no, but this person that has a fake profile that you have an interaction of, like, you talk twice, and then she didn't respond. How old was she? What the F? I'm sorry. And like, no, but some of the friends that she has are some of your friends, but also the friends were like grades younger than you. So how old was she? It's like, no, we proved that they are. MySpace. I'm in high school or just finished high school. These people are delusional, but obviously they know this illogicalness. And somebody said this thing, right? And I'm in the and they're embarrassed by this, the embarrassment they have to deal with, to try to make you subscribe to it, because they know I'm going to talk about these humiliations that they have to create. That shows the reality of what they are. I'm in the plane. She says something, Tootsie Roll something. Oh, you have any Tootsie Roll? And she runs. Woo! She doesn't want to be seen. Of course. Why would you be seen? How humiliating it is. They don't have the luxury of just be like, it's high school. It's like, I'm in high school too. You. See, these people do high school. I'm like, either high school or just literally finish. And this is a fake profile. Somebody obviously created this BS profile. Somebody, maybe one of my friends there, that was trying to mess with people. It's like, yeah, I will prove their MySpace. To all my target individual, this is how my brain has gone to a level of retardation. You see these people, they have to humiliate themselves in this level. I haven't seen this person, no. She didn't want to show herself again. It was just that humiliating. It was just that humiliating. It's like, no, we proved it because, when you were in high school, you talked to this person. Oh, sorry, you just finished high school, you talked to this person. And guess what? The fact that some people that you went to high school with were friends with her, wow, that's proof. Do you understand the illogical? And they're like, you know what? That's probably because they're gonna rape you. Well, like, listen, you torture babies. I know what you guys do. You guys are frauds. That's why you talk about framing. And to them, it's like, no, we proved that because it's and the truth in my brain. That is the indication of the state of my brain. It's completely went in a level that, I'm sorry to say, I will use that word, retardation, logic of a retardation or spectrum-like individual, which these people don't care to go through. And then they try to compensate by showing how like competent they are. Well, I know you're competent. You're even competent in when you try to be retarded. I'm sorry for the language, but they're competent themselves. Like they just show how good they do this and that. They're like, what? You just literally just made this thing as a point, and you think that because I know what you're trying to make me think like. I know you want me to be damn near retarded. They try to get credibility. I made a video about how they vilify you. For you to be acceptive of what they say, you have to see them as credible individuals. But I don't. Oh, I know you can write a great PowerPoint. Oh, I know you can make a great meal. Oh, I know you know the name of these plants. I know this is great. But I know that you also want me to think in this retarded type of ways, to accept these retardations of logics. And I know that you know truly what this program is about, how they manipulate people, and you're part of this program that manipulate people to experience disgusting things. And you are trying to make it seem like it's war because you know it's proof, it's obvious that you do the pedophilia type of torture. That's now you are here talking about me on MySpace when I myself either just still in high school or just finished high school, and talk about a fake profile of a person who they obviously put pictures together. And you know what the logic they kind of have in my brain now? It was bait. This FBI authority thing was baiting you when you were in high school, and now we're coming back for that. They are so delusional. It's like, no, but those friends of yours that you were in high school with them at that one point, they were friends with this person. So it was like, what the hell? You know how many friends which... You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many friends be these people? Like, this is a small town in the suburbs. Everybody knows each other. You know this, maybe this. It's like, no, they don't even talk about that person specifically. But look at their friends. You know this person? Yeah, they're friends with them. Okay. So that's proof. What? It's like, and they try to use the background. Okay. A fake profile. The logic is so illogical. It's like she was in high school, but I was in high school too. What do you mean? Oh, and it's like, no, you just finished high school. So I just graduated. These people coming up with storylines of all the things, and I'm like, are you delusional? And it's funny because they talk about, but look at the profile. What's on the profile? Yes, it's a very sexual thing about her profile, but this is, everybody could see that. It's not like she even sent pictures to me or something like that. That is literally on her profile. This is what you saw. It was just like on the profile. And they try to create these things. I was like, what are you? He's coming up with storylines. And they're like, oh, this is so stupid. And this person is not even actual human, like it's not an actual person. It's probably a guy from my high school who did this profile. It's probably an actual guy that I'm one of the people I was friendly with. He most likely created this profile to mess with us. And like, no, I will prove. And they send the most childlike individuals to try to make you subscribe to these things. About MySpace. Just make them, look when MySpace was popular, and just imagine. And they try to use these script-like ways of trying to get you to subscribe to it. Now, obviously, they know this. They try to break you down. Because today, what's happening is they force you to get nasty stimulation toward children. and children of all age, little kids, little babies, to older kids. And now they're like, but no, on MySpace, when you yourself were a teenager, you remember? You see, remember how you looked at a teenager when you were a teenager? And they tried to be like, oh, they're going to bless you, they're going to rape you. I'm like, I'd rather get raped. You out here talk about MySpace and you come up with your BS story. Well, this BuzzFeed article talks about why there's so many pedophiles in these agencies. I'd rather get blessed and get raped like this than live the blessing life that you live and having to run away. Because of the humiliation is just too much. And try to look at somebody like, you understand what stupidity you just try to make me think? I know you do the pedophilia type of torture. This is systematically done to others. Do you know the pay those? Yes, you work for them. These people, fraudulent. You see how they talk, and you're gonna pay. This is not the only stupidity thing, the level of stupidity. Other level, there's how many videos have I made about memory manipulations? This is part 2 of another retardation. I've made over 10, 12 videos on how to manipulate your memories. Many videos. My first video about memories, 2020. This purpose, who are talking about this retardation and try to create this storyline, using this stupidity, and now they're like, oh, but try to come up with these things. I'm not gonna download my MySpace. I'm not. It's just too much. They're trying to now. The thing with them is, they know your memory are fading away. They are literally censoring your memories. But they try to use those sensory memories to create battles. All right, I wrote this down somewhere. They were bringing back things they did to me about my friend's daughter, right? Multiple times they did that, but the youngest daughter. I remember going into his Facebook. I was trying to get like a picture of me and him when I was like, we were like, younger, early 20s, late teens. And I see his baby, who's at the time maybe 2-3 years old. Of course, what's going to happen? They do the pedophilia type of torture. That's what they're going to do. Every time I look at a baby, they're going to do the pedophilia type of torture. And they're going to try to make you identify to them. And be like, no, black girls, it's you when you're a kid. I was like, of course I know this is what you guys do. I'll never identify. No torture is going to make me be like, no, it's me. No, you have to make me manipulate. You have to manipulate my brain in this disturbing ways where they say, no, we match it to you when you were a kid. These pedophiles, we're not for manipulating people in these pedophilia ways. You hear this shout like people, you know immediately what these people are. Whatever's going to happen to me, I'm thankful that in my life, I didn't have to stoop myself down to this level where I have to do something and run away because of this illogicalness of these things. Whatever pain I'm in, I'd rather be in suffering every day of my life than having to create these retardations of thoughts and try to cover up the obvious pedophilia things they do to people. So they do these pedophilia things, right? And they bring it back. And because my memory now are being super censored, they play my memories like this. Oh my gosh, they can censor me and they create these dialogues. And if I'm not like on guard, if I'm not really like alert, I'm gonna let this go because I don't care. And they're like, when did it start? Like, and then immediately I know this. Now I realize I should have been more like on top of it. They started making me think. The kid was not even born before August 19, 2019. And I'm like, oh, they have that dialogue. I'm tired. I'm not going to think about it. I have so much other things to worry about. Yeah, whatever. I said, okay. I'm not even trying to process it. But the reality is, the reason why they made me think like that is because the baby was born before August 19, 2019. And the thing that happened before I came to this city, I remember having a talk with this friend of mine. Is involved in my targeting. He took his part, and that's why it was the reason why I realized something's going on. So I moved from wherever I was to New York, and I remember talking to him, and he was breathing hard. It's like, hey, are you okay? And I could hear he was holding his baby, and the baby was crying or whatever, and he was like purposely making sure the baby was hurt, but he was breathing hard. He was scared. He was nervous about something. He was anxious. And he's like, no, I'm okay. And I could hear him breathe hard, but I also can hear the baby. And he wanted me to hear the baby. But at the time, because it's not today, Nothing. They say, okay, I just hear a baby cry. Nothing. Today, is even saying that, I get the forced stimulations. So, yes, the baby was born before that. And I remember when I was on the call with him, and I was like, what's going on? Now, guess what they're doing now? Yep. Going to the memories, manipulating the memories. They make me imagine the baby as a baby before I saw the picture and give me the stimulations. This is I don't know how many videos I've made about memory manipulations, how they go back and create new version of memories, but this is what they do. All these disturbing things they do, and all this level of retardation to try to get you to accept this, and then they see themselves now. And so I'm at this place with this person who every time I try to put things back in perspective, she's trying to interrupt me. Oh, what color is it's the blue house over there? What color is it? Blue? Yeah, you see blue? Okay, it's blue. Oh, you know what? What was it? That show that you were talking about? That no. Oh, okay. I was like, come on. Oh, it sounds like, oh, kiss you. It was like, come on. Like, how obvious? Because they want you to think this way. Target individuals. I got this camera, this body camera that I'm trying to work because I'm going to try to see if I can buy something that's going to and show these people. Because when you see them in person, it's just something. You realize the acting is foul. Now listen, when I make videos, I don't expect the things to stop. I'm not making videos to end my torments or my tortures. I make these videos because I want to make a clear patterns of the things they've been doing and the manipulation and the illogicalness. Right now, as I'm speaking about it, they like to use like a childlike person. When I mean a childlike person, it's somebody that you will never respect in the sense of logic. Right? It's not somebody that you imagine, oh, this person is a logical, this night like an event. This is a person who wants you to stoop to the level that these people are in, of illogicalness. And then when you realize that they expect you to accept these things, and you look at them, and they start realizing, oh my gosh, I just literally have to make myself damn near retarded. But that's your job. Whatever you benefit, whatever incentives, whatever you invested in, this is your job. You better get yourself low. Make yourself retarded. I'm sorry for the language. But make yourself on that spectrum. Because a grown, logical person of any sort will obviously know this is gaslighting. But I'm seeing you. If you try to gaslight me into accepting, no, I know how stupid this thing is. I don't respect you. You know what I see you as? An opportunist. Somebody who wants to benefit from whatever it is. I'm not smarter than you. I see you for what you are. You just want to make me believe this retardation and this nasty manipulation. Of course, everybody's talking about it. Talk about me on MySpace. MySpace. Go Google when MySpace was popular. Go Google that. Do you understand how stupidity, the levelness? We're talking about 2006, 2007. These people try to come up with ways, and they're like, no, but you just graduated from a fake profile. Now looking back, I'm like 100% sure it's a fake profile. You know, when you're like that age, you like hope that it's not. You know, like, hey, you know, hopefully it's not, but you already have a strong feeling that's a fake profile. Fake person there, you see, like, you're looking at this way, like, yeah, they took somebody's profile, they took this from like a dog cotton thing, put it. It's just obvious. Everything is just, somebody says some random weird stuff, it's like, oh yeah, these people were just trying to mess with me. Somebody was trying to create a fake profile. Guys will talk to this person because that picture is like, you see her, you see a very explicit picture of, like, okay, and mind you, we're in high school. Or just finished high school, so I'm sure that person was messing with a lot of people. And I was like, no, that's our profile. It was us who did this. These people are delusional. We're talking about 2007, we're 2023, all along they're waiting for the day for it to start to. To all my target individuals, these people will try to push you into a state of insanity and illogicalness to using this nonsensicalness. This person in the plane that said that and ran away, it was embarrassing. She just couldn't see her. She didn't want to walk again. It was just too much. Because in their state of mind, they think that we have to prove. It's like, listen, everybody, like, there was a stage where they wanted me to think, we're proving to the world what you really. I was like, no, I'm not that much of a genius in comparison to others. It's obvious if I, being isolated and tortured, everybody can look at it and like, oh my goodness, it's just some fake profile, somebody's probably a friend of them or somebody who was messing with all his friends around like that. You know, fake, obviously, that now I'm like, this 100% sure that it's a fake profile. But, you know, we all hope, like, you hope that it's fake, but you hope it's not fake, and they're like, no, it's proof. But my memories being played with in these ways. Now, I know things are going to be bad for me. I've understood this. If somebody has to humiliate themselves to that level, what do you think? Tell my target individuals, stay strong. They will try to break you down, but see them truly for what they are. When they look at me and try to create like, it's you, and I look at them, and then they're just like, yes. I'm not intimidating. That person was not scared of me. He was scared to be seen for what he's truly part of. And he knows that I saw him for that. And the entities that really are filled with pedophiles, they're trying to make me a pedophile. Talk about me, MySpace, and create this stupidity. Where they're catching fucking pedophiles and these CIA agents, like this FBI agents, right, playing like this 14-year-old. Guess who they busting? The humiliation is unbelievable. Me, they try to come up with some fantasy lines. Delusionals. Just like, no, you see, then a fake profile, that's obviously a fake profile that you, and the only interaction, do you want a Tootsie Roll? And that's the, but the friend that you guys shared, they were like in a younger grade than you, so maybe that's just like, maybe that was like, what? We all knew each other. And this is a fake profile. We're talking imaginary reality. It's not about based on the friend that you shared, then based on the friends that we share. That's how they want me to start like thinking. To all my target individuals, stay strong. I know that their job is to break you down and accept it. While I was there, I had to just calm down. Because in that state, they were creating this interaction. And when you, in your head, it sounds like, it doesn't sound as illogical as it is when you speak out loud. And of course, you go to the airport, children of all age, babies, babies of all sorts, stimulation, like, oh, it's you all. I know it's what you guys do. And now have a body camera, because in my head, it's going to be so disgusting. I tried to film something happened to my camera, like something was not looking okay. I don't know if it's me or something with the camera, but somehow, a coincidence. It's still nasty. So to all my target individuals, I know suffering is what they tell me I'm going to experience, and I believe it. But death is something they will experience. They will find different types of sufferings. And their sufferings will be scarier than mine. Because with me, there's a sense of dignity. As they will try to create this fantasy of them, they get humiliated by just pure reality. Reality is there to embarrass them. And they're trying to use different tonality if we dared. Cowards. You see who's talking. I'm looking at this. There was one perp and her friend. They were laughing at, you're going to get raped in this. That's all they talk about. Torture this way. This is going to happen to them. I know there's one thing going to be happening for sure. They're going to have to create a theater. The theater is to try to block out the reality they're in. But this theater will not stop reality. So I'd rather get raped in the fashion they're talking about than having to wait for what comes for them. And what comes for them does not need to be as extreme as me. But because these bottom fears have sold their soul to these entities filled with pedophiles, the fear could be as minuscule as this, but greater than whatever I'm going to experience. Cowards. You see them like, oh my gosh. This person had... You look at them like, these people cannot have no mental strength. Oh, you will kill yourself in 2 seconds. This is literally giving you strength. It's just a coward. Wanting to live in the... And then when they're embarrassed, they want to cry. When reality is there, they're like, you see them just like getting mad. It's like, no. This is reality. DOD, DARPA, they don't chop one of the government devices. You talk about me, MySpace. The friend that you guys are sharing, so that means... That's reality. This is not for free. So to all my target individuals, I have made videos continuously to show the obvious patterns of the illogicalness and stupidity. They're becoming more and more embarrassed, like they have no shame. This is, you know how embarrassing it is now? I want them to stoop to this level all the time. To talk about me and talking on MySpace with some fake profile. MySpace. Please Google when MySpace was popular. These people have lived a humiliating life. They could do these things and then die tomorrow. What kind of sad, pathetic life this thing is? I don't care how much money they've gotten. I don't know how many friends they get. I don't care how popular they've become. I don't know how much connections, how good it felt to be got. You die tomorrow doing these things. Please continue to live this life. I don't care if the whole world is doing it and I'm involved in this embarrassment. Just because so many others are involved in your humiliation doesn't mean it's okay. I'm okay. I'd rather be like the only one feeling dignified and say these things. There's no tonality or tone of voice that can change that. To all my target individuals, stay strong and not justice will be done for the nasty things they do.